What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? What is going on? I'm gonna wait a few more minutes just to see if anybody pops in. This time I am not going live on the GoPro because you already know the GoPro be wilding. Excuse me, pardon. I mean, I already shot my video for the night, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go home and edit that in a little while. Yeah, but I'm out here, and I am at the beach. As you all can hear, it sounds so amazing and beautiful. It feels so amazing and beautiful here at the ocean at the beach. I'm chilling out. You are chilling out. We are all chilling out. This is the Joey Digital. I'm here, posted at the ocean experience. As you all can see, feeling good. The vibes are great. I feel great. I hope, pray, and wish for you all to feel great as well. Yeah, I just wanted to hop on and I wanted to share some good positive energy with the collective in this moment. You know what I mean? I did have a super powerful video that I just got finished creating. I can't wait for you all to check that out, you know. And yeah, I just was thinking about my journey. I was actually talking about my journey, my YouTube journey, and I was touching base on just how many changes have happened since I started this YouTube journey, you know, and it's been such a fun ride. It's going to continue on still. I guess, I don't know how that bug got in between these glasses. I mean, they trying to mess me up. You can't knock this. You can't knock this. I'm on right now. So yeah, I'm just excited about the journey, man. I'm excited about being on YouTube. I'm excited about sharing on YouTube. I am excited about the growth and evolution of the channel and the constant ascension of the positivity on the channel. All right, and I'm just I feel very grateful. I feel very blessed to be creating for such amazing people, and I'm just happy overall. You know what I mean? I'm here. I did have a full day today. I had a full day. You know what I mean? Out here grinding, making this money. Got a chance to, you know, hang out with the babies earlier, and now I'm here at the ocean, wondering about if anything. I don't think any. You know how it is when you think you got something in your eye, and really it's not even in your eye anymore. You got it away from your eye, but you just be, you know. But you know, hey, listen, I need to be careful with my eyes. I need to be careful with my eyes. Real spill. So I am, as I was saying before I interrupted myself, I'm very grateful to be creating on the YouTube channel, you know, on the Ocean Experience channel, and I'm very excited about the direction that the channel is going in. Okay, it is just going, growing, and glowing, you know. And I was talking about a little bit earlier. I think I'm going to talk about it, but I was talking about how much changes have happened since I started the channel. How one calculated risk, I think you would call it, a calculated risk or calculated decision, led to another one, and now we're here, you know. And I just love, there's a few things that I love. I love the content that we share here on the channel about the crystals. I love talking about crystals. I love talking about inspirational content. I love talking about motivational content. And I love knowing that I am inspiring and motivating you, because you all really push me to be my greatest version at all times. And, you know, I feel like it's the least I could do. And I'm here, you know, I'm here. I'm having fun with this. You know, I'm going to create as long as possible. There is no aspirations to quit the game, as Biggie Smalls would say. There's no aspirations to quit the game. I love what it is that I do here. I love creating content. I love connecting with like-minded people. And, you know, these are one of those videos where, you know, I didn't let anyone know I was going live, but I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna hop on and we'll see what happens, you know, because the wonderful thing about this community is that when you all are not as busy as you are now, y'all check out what it is that I have to share with you all, and, you know, it is greatly appreciated. So, yeah, I have recently, actually, speaking of crystals, I have recently been working with, there's four crystals that I've been working with extensively. I'd say it started off as maybe 20 minutes, but now I work with them for about like an hour a day, 2 hours a day, you know, whenever, you know, things slow down or I meditate. And the four crystals that I've been working with extensively are not necessarily essentially grounding crystals. I'm working with ASTROPHYLLITE, APOPHYLLITE, PHENAKITE, and PHENAKITE, and I got another MOLDAVITE. So I got 5. I believe the ASTROPHYLLITE may be a grounding crystal, because I do feel grounded when I work with it. I feel focused when I work with ASTROPHYLLITE as well. It's a really good crystal for focusing on your business aspect, you know, really really locking into what it is that you want to aspire to grow with your business, or with, you know, or any and all money aspects. It's an amazing crystal to pair with pyrite, if you have pyrite. I have a few pyrite, but I don't have any with me right now. They're all at home, which is crazy, because I usually always carry all my crystals, or I double up. Usually, like a lot of the crystals I have home, I have with me as well, which is fine. I'm fine with that too. I'm actually really fine with all that. But ASTROPHYLLITE, I was surprised, because for the work that it does, it really should be a more expensive crystal than it is, but I was able to find it very inexpensive. And check it out, ASTROPHYLLITE. It is gold. It is white with a gold streak. Amazing crystal. I don't know why they're trying to get in my eye. Or maybe is it me? I feel like they're trying to all get in that one eye. I don't know what it is. I'm wilding right now. I need to decompress. I need to woosah. You know what I mean? And cut it out. Hit that like button. So, yeah. Another one of the crystals that I've been working with extensively is APOPHYLLITE. Now, APOPHYLLITE is a very high vibrational crystal, and it is like selenite. You know, it will clear the energy of it will clear any negative energy out of any space that you occupy, or that crystal occupies. And of course, it's a crystal that helps you access the angelic realm. Of course, you know, I love those crystals. And ASTROPHYLLITE is as well. ASTROPHYLLITE is actually, all the crystals I named help you access the angelic realm. And so, but APOPHYLLITE is really good for clearing the energy and making it positive. And I noticed, like, when I'm in public, nothing really phases me, you know, like there's a lot of things that happen when you're in public, you know, sometimes you might hear an argument break out, or you might see, you know, you might see people, I don't know, maybe giving side eye, or you might see somebody get cut in line, I don't know, when at the supermarket. But, you know, like all the things that happened really didn't affect me, you know, like those things didn't happen, but I'm just making an analysis of things that could happen, of many things that probably would happen if you focus on it. But, and I do mean but working with apophyllite is a really good crystal to raise your frequency, you know, to raise the frequency around you, okay? And it's more of a room energy crystal. It's not really like a personal energy crystal. It's more of like a, if your living space has some dense energy, or maybe, I'm not saying that if you had company that the energy was dense, but, you know, let's just say, you know, for those of us, maybe you might have had a long day and you come in the house and you're worried about the energy you might have brought in the house, and you want to work with a crystal that's a little bit stronger than selenite. Apophyllite is the one that will clear the energy in your living space. Amazing crystal. Not to mention it helps you access the angelic realm. And, you know, it's just an angelic crystal, you know. And so the next crystal that I'm going to talk about is polysite. Now, polysite is one of those crystals, I was thinking about it earlier today, but I'll talk about it now. Polysite or poolisite, as I've heard it pronounced, it's one of those crystals where, now I'll show them to y'all later because I'm at the beach, and if I do drop, you know, my pieces are small, and if I drop them, it's, trust me, they're gonna get lost. So I don't want, I'll show them to you when I get back home. But I keep them in a little pouch. So poolisite, I don't know, polysite, poolisite, however it's pronounced, respectfully, you know, I'm gonna definitely do my due diligence so that I can say it right once I do start saying it more. But that crystal is a personal energy crystal that will make your personal energy positive. All right, now this is a crystal that it also has the properties of tapping into the angelic realm as well, and it's actually a stronger crystal than apophyllite, which was the one that I just referenced. So you have selenite, you have apophyllite, and then you have poolisite. You know, of course I said astrophyllite, but I'm not counting that because that's more of a grounding crystal. Even though that it's a high vibrational crystal, but it's a grounding crystal, so I'm not counting that one. Now, poolisite works on your own personal energy, and it makes your energy unmatched. Like the amount of positivity that you experience, the amount of angelic energy that you experience, not to mention coupled with the idea and the concept that you do access the angelic realms. You know, for those of us who love to interact with our ancestors, our loved ones, even the Akashic records, or passed on loved ones that have transcended, or the Akashic records as I referenced, and you want to see what your life purpose always was from the beginning of time to the end of time. Poolisite is one of those crystals that if you have any stagnant energy or any low vibrational dense energy that just cannot get off of you, and even let's just say you're working with, let's just say you work with black kyanite a lot, or black obsidian a lot, or black Shiva lingam, or any of the black crystals, or even your hematite, which is really good for sending back negative energy. But let's just say you have an energy that's just kind of like murky and it just kind of like stuck to you. You know, poolisite is one of those crystals where it will eradicate that negativity like away from you. instantly sends that energy away from you, and you'll be vibrating on a very positive, high vibration. And I like to kind of reference it to the Men in Black pen. You know how in the beginning of Men in Black, you know, like there's like these aliens running around or whatever, and the only way they could get them to go back to being human again or whatever, they have to flash the pen. In Men in Black, they flash the pen. You know, it's like this pen, they go like this, and like this big blast of light comes, and you become renewed. So the reason why I referenced that video, that movie, is because when working with Polarcite, you forget to carry those little problems that kind of solidify your journey. Let's just say, like, you know, some of us, we may have things that they may be motivating us to be more positive, but they're really negative, and you know you should have got rid of it, but you haven't got rid of it. Polarcite is that crystal that will help you just get rid of it, and it's like you forget to remember that was important, and really you open up the ability to have the capacity to really fill that void with more positivity. So I love working with Polarcite, amazing crystal. Then I went and picked up Phenakite. Oh man, Phenakite is different. Now, if you want a crystal that is up there with MOLDAVITE as far as life changing, positivity, I'm talking about, I try to describe earlier what the energy feels like. I'll say it, and if I could remember, I hope I remember how I said it earlier, because I was thinking out loud earlier. I was brainstorming, and remember as kids, you know, before, you know, now listen, I don't have anything bad to say, you know, about fast food or any, you know, any kind of, you know, to each his own. You know, I don't have any bad things to say about fast food or anything like that. I was just remembering the energy that Polarcite gives. I mean, Polarcite, I'm thinking about Polarcite, hit that like button. The energy that Phenakite gives you is that energy you used to get when you were a kid and your parents said, hey, we're getting ready to go to, I don't know, McDonald's, or we're getting ready to go to Burger King, or we're getting ready to go to one of those restaurants, and they tell you put your socks and shoes on, and let's just say like it's like 6 o'clock in the evening on a Friday. You know, they just got off, they have off for the weekend, and they want to take you there to get a, you know, I don't know, a burger, some fries, whatever, and that overflow of positive energy that you have, like you can't even find your sneakers. You're so happy. You're so happy. You're like, oh my, you know, oh my God, oh my goodness. And you're like running around and you're celebrating, and you just don't know what to do. And as we get older, as we become adults, we kind of, I don't want to say we get away from that, but we start dealing with real life things. We start dealing with bills, start dealing with, you know, some of us are raising a family, some of us are taking care of, you know, our parents, while we take care of our children, and we have to take care, you know, make sure that we are sustained ourselves. Plus, you know, a lot of us, you know, some of us, we may have a relationship, we want to maintain that, or a marriage or anything like that. And you're juggling, you're doing, you know, and all of it is important. Everything is number one. You're number one. You're, you know, God or the universe number one. Your family is number one. Your parents are number one. Your kids are number, everything. Your job, your career, your business, and you're finding a way to fit all of this in the number one space and still be on fire with life and be happy with life. Now, Phenakite is one of those crystals that you will rekindle that fire, that happiness, that overly abundant happy feeling that you feel, that you always felt as a kid. Or, you know, some of us, you know, this is a message for those of us who resonate. Maybe not all of us have had childhoods like this, and, you know, I truly apologize if this is triggering, you know what I mean. I'm just saying that if this is a message that resonates, there are sparks in moments where you will find that happiness as a child. You have found that happiness. It might have been a run to the toy store, or visiting your, you know, your grandparents for the summer, or riding your bike, your bicycle, you know, or going to the beach. Hey, we're at the beach, we're at the ocean now. You know, there's a lot of things throughout life that have made us happy, but as adults, I don't mean to say but I'm just saying, like, as adults, you take on tasks, you take on responsibilities, and it's not that you forget to be happy, it's just that, you know, all of these things are important, and then you are important as well, and so you kind of, life gets serious, you know. So in saying all of that, I'll say this: Phenakite is one of those crystals that is such a life-changing crystal. It's so life-changing. I put it up there with MOLDAVITE. It's like a lot of people call it the sister crystal to MOLDAVITE, all right, or the pair that the one crystal that you pair with MOLDAVITE is Phenakite. And I'm going to talk about my journey, my experience with Phenakite. I love it. You know, I work with it, and when I tell you, I've seen people come to me like they want to give me a piece of their mind, and they get near me, and then they just start showing me love. Like and then they like, hey, you know, great job. And it just, I don't know what it is. Like, my aura is, it just forces people to be in a good spirit, you know, whenever they're near me. And I'm like, yo, Phenakite is the one. You know what I mean? Like, it's the one. You know, I got it in my hand right now. As I said earlier, I'm not gonna bust them out because you know, and I'm not a fearful person. I'm not a fearful person. Hit the like button. I'm not a fearful person. I just know that I will lose these crystals in all these little bit of grains of sand. You know, can you count how many grains of sand this is? Because I can't. And I'm surrounded with all this sand. Trust and believe, these crystals would get lost. So I'm very mindful about not losing this particular toolkit that I'm working with, and I love working with it. Now, of course, I got a new piece of MOLDAVITE, and every day that I've been putting it in my hand, I've been feeling this warm fire sensation in my hand. Now, mind you, this is MOLDAVITE as well, you know. And I wondered before I bought the new MOLDAVITE, would it be a change in anything, or, you know, anything like that. And trust me, when I got this new piece a couple weeks ago, so many things changed. So many things changed. I can see a change in my own personality. Like, I feel really like on fire, like with life. Like, I feel really happy about life. I feel really confident. And, you know, I really entered into a flow state, you know, because before, when I got my first MOLDAVITE, there were so many changes that were occurring back to back. You know, it's like you're flying a rocket ship. You really don't know if where you're going, if you're knocking stuff over, or if you're even going to your destination. And it's a new experience. So, of course, with MOLDAVITE, you are going into your life purpose, because MOLDAVITE speeds up the process. MOLDAVITE speeds up the process, and you get to a place in your life that would have took 10 years in a month or 2 months, you know. And a lot of changes happen with MOLDAVITE. A lot of changes happen. And, you know, I noticed that when I meditate with MOLDAVITE, like, I really got into this flow state where I'm okay with everything. I'm okay with if things don't work out. I'm okay with if things do work out. I'm okay if relationships don't work. I'm okay with if relationships do work, you know. And it's not like a carelessness. It's more of a, you know, it's more of a trusting yourself. Like, you know, when you trust yourself, you really, it's not a feeling of that you don't care what happens. It's more of a feeling that, like, you're okay with whatever happens, because you know that everything is happening for you in its own divine purpose. Everything is purposeful that happens, and everything is happening for you. Nothing is happening to you. So while I'm working with MOLDAVITE, this new MOLDAVITE, I really entered into this flow state where I'm kind of cool, you know. I'm cool with the losses I took. I'm cool with the heartbreak I went through years ago, you know, with failed relationships or whatever. You know, I'm cool with life. You know, I'm cool with missed opportunities. I'm cool with, you know, I'm cool with making good money. I'm cool with starting my business, my LLC. I'm cool with crushing it. You know, I'm cool with the times where I wasn't crushing it and I had to stop and go get a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool with everything. You know what I mean? And I'm cool with, you know, I'm cool with having to enter the matrix if I need to work and sustain myself and take care of myself. And I'm cool with leaving the matrix if I need to expand myself, expansion, and really embody the what's the word I want to use the abundance mindset that comes with not working as well. So I'm cool with whatever happens, you know. And you know, working with MOLDAVITE, I'm noticing, working with MOLDAVITE and PHENAKITE, there's kind of a, it's like, all right, because I, you know, as you all can see, I'm out here, I'm in nature, I'm at the, you know, I'm at the ocean, and you know, you get to a point where you've done all the healing work, you've done all the shadow work, you've alchemized all the negative energy, you made it positive, you've spoken life into yourself, you've healed past traumas, past relationships with other people, with yourself, with past versions of yourself, and you start going into society, and while I'm out here in society, you feel like you still feel isolated, but it's a good isolation. It's almost like a recluse, but it's like you're a recluse, but you're in public, and people don't bother you because you have this energetic shield around you. So no one's bringing drama to you. No one's bringing any kind of stress or strife, or no one's questioning your thought patterns or your processes or your viewpoint on life. Everyone is like living and letting live. It's like you live and let live. And it's a beautiful thing to kind of be in society and have your own thing going on, you know, and be confident and be happy with what it is that you cultivated for yourself, and be your newest version, and know that you're still working on yourself, even though you are the finished product. And you bringing that whole isolation feeling that you were currently doing, where you stay in the house a lot and you stay away from people, and you're going into public, and essentially you don't care how people feel about you. And it's not, you're not being rude or anything like that. You're just confident. You're just happy with what it is you created for your life, for yourself. And it's a very beautiful space to be in. And it's very beautiful to be able to be received by people as well, and inspire other people to really just break the shackles and just be super free about how you live, you know. And this is, I didn't think I was ever going to get to this point in my life. I didn't think I was ever going to get here. You know, I really cared about how people felt about me, and I you know, it was like being like in a, I don't want to trigger by saying the word prison, but it was like you're in a prison that you're not in. You know what I mean? You're surrounded by thinking like, oh, what if people don't like you, or what if people hate on me, or what if I say the wrong thing, or what if they don't take it the right way, or what? And you know, you just get to a point where you heal that version of yourself, you heal it, and you're not mad at yourself for knowing that you used to think like that, or knowing that you used to feel like that. You know, you forgive your past version and you leave it in the past. And you know, I was watching Erica Badu. She was doing a podcast, or not a podcast, but she was being interviewed, and she was saying that like a part of growth is being able to mourn past versions of yourself I don't want to say, I can't say everything she said verbatim, but she was saying that, you know, as you seek to grow and evolve, you do have to leave versions of yourself in the past in order to become the new version. And a lot of us, you know, as we attain this peacefulness, you know, you look back and you say, wow, I was having fun, or wow, I was doing my thing, or yeah, I was crushing it, I was doing my thing in the world, you know, but you know that there was a point in your life too where you were begging yourself for forgiveness when it fell apart, or when you got your heart broken, you were scurrying to heal, or when you got angry and you said that thing, you were scurrying for forgiveness, you know, or when somebody said something to you and it really crushed your pride or your ego or your feelings, you know, you wanted to hurry up and forgive yourself for being in that situation, or forgiving that person for them being in the state of mind they were in, and try to see past all of that as well. Like, there's a lot of you that you end up leaving in the past so that you can become your healed version, so that you can become this version of yourself where you actually okay with life. And you do lose friends, you do lose family, there's a lot of things that you lose, but you're okay with it. And you're also okay with the fact that if those friends or those family, or it could even be an old job or anything, if they want to reach out and mend the bridge, you know, you're cool with that too. But you're cool with it not happening, you know. And it's not an ego, it's not, you know, it's just, you know, you get to a point in life where you really don't know how much more time you have, even though time is not linear, you know. Even though we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and our energy, the energy that flows through us, the energy that is our essence, it lives on into eternity, you know. We do realize as well that while we're here in the physical plane, we know that we don't know how much time we have left. We don't know how much. This may be our last Monday. You know what I mean? This may be our last, you know, excuse me, pardon me. This may be our last year, you know, and we don't have enough time for drama. We don't have enough time to be misunderstood or to have the back and forth. We don't have enough, you know. Maybe all we have enough time to do is show love or see the good in people, even if people are not really favoring being nice to us, you know. Just, you know, show love, you know. It don't mean you gotta accept it either. It just means, you know, moving around, you know. Either you move around or they move around, but knowing what you want to have the capacity for, it helps you be more in alignment with what you know you deserve in this life. And that's why I always come to nature, because, you know, you see birds all the time, you see seagulls. You don't know if this is the last time you're going to see that seagull or that bird or that turtle or whatever, you know. And they're very purposeful because they know they only have a certain amount of time. And maybe they don't know, maybe they're not that conscious. But the thing I love about being in nature is that they're very, you know, and, you know, animals or even ants, even, you know, whatever, they're very purposeful, and they don't waste time wondering if they're good enough. They just do their best. They just do their absolute best, and even if they fail, they know they tried. And that's kind of what I am inspired about with being in nature, is, you know, it helped me to and, you know, shout out to my mentor, man. You know, I'm not gonna, you know, say everything that was shared, but I guess my light went out. Hold on, let's see. I'm gonna put my light on. Hold on, bear with me, y'all. Put this light on real quick for the collective, dog. All right, we back. Yeah, hold on, let me put it back on. I'm gonna go ahead and charge that when I get in. Yeah, my bad about all of that. Yeah, we back. But yeah, my mentor was saying essentially that this is the only thing I want to share, because we did have a long conversation, and I enjoyed that conversation, and I don't want to share everything that was said, because it was meant for me. Not trying to be, eventually it may show in my journey what was said, but what I do want to share is this. He said, to kind of get away, life gets more fun when you get away from the the perfectionism. When you're able to detach from being perfect, and and the thing that the analysis that I get from that is this: in life, your work is your signature, all right? And you're told to do your best. You're told to be, even I say it in my messages: be resilient, or strive for greatness. Y'all see my messages in my videos when I always put my messages in my videos. However, now that I'm in a flow state, I'm actually okay with not being perfect. I'm more okay with getting it done than it taking a long time because I wanted to be perfect. I'm okay with getting more things done. I just want to get stuff done. And I don't want to care about how, if anyone was offended or anything, because guess what? Intentionally, authentically, I don't set out to, hurt anyone, or, my intention is pure, it's from the heart space, it's from the heart chakra, it's from the third eye chakra, it's from the throat chakra, it's from the crown chakra, you know what I mean? And of course I did that not in order, but, when you're operating from the heart space, the heart paired with authenticity is the highest frequency. Love is the highest frequency. Paired with authenticity is the frequency, because no energy can be without it being authentic. Whatever the energy is, it has to be. Whatever the energy is, it is authentic. So when you pair authenticity with love energy, that is the highest frequency you can actually resonate in, and so without getting into everything that was shared, that was shared with me with my mentor, getting away from the perfectionism helped me to be free, and I've been doing a lot of creating, even though I haven't been creating a lot of YouTube videos as much as I usually do, but I've been creating more purposeful YouTube videos, and that's my intention, is to be more purposeful, and not let it be more. I don't want it to be about, oh, I'm at the beach, look at me, my chain, how we're drinking from coconuts, yeah, it's a lifestyle, but the real lifestyle is about being more free, freedom being your birthright, and really optimizing your ability to ascend through being carefree and being more purposeful, and that's kind of like the message that I have for everyone today. I do not want because I'm recording on my phone and it said 10%, and you all know when you record with the phone, it could say 10% now, and then in 2 minutes it could be dead, and I do have my charger with me, so I'm not stranded, but it's getting a little late, and that's kind of all that I have today, but I just wanted to share my my crystal journey with the collective, because I did get these new crystals and I didn't talk much about them. When I got them, I didn't talk much about them, and the reason why I didn't talk about them is because I wanted to kind of get my own interpretation. I didn't want to do the AI. I didn't want to jump on AI and get the definition to y'all. I didn't want to take information that was already on the internet and get it to y'all. I wanted to give y'all my take on what is happening when I work with these particular crystals. And I wanted to say that crystals are a tool. They are not the end all be all. We as the collective have to respect the fact that we are the ones that need to do the work. If there is going to be any kind of change that does happen, we have to be conscious enough to acknowledge if there are any issues or if there are any blessings to come into, and we have to do the work to take ourselves where we are into that said promised land, whether it is doing the shadow work or working through trouble or problems, or taking ourselves from where we are and going into the blessings, going into the abundance, going into the positivity, the prosperity, you know. And it's up to us, because as I say in a lot of my videos, as we ask to get to the next level, sometimes the next level is the shadow work. It's not this glorified blessing, you know, in the beginning when we get to some of the next levels. Sometimes when we get to the next level, we have to create that level. We have to show why being on that level is the blessing, and we have to build it. And that's why a lot of times you see people not go to the next level, because you already where you at. A lot of people are happy, they're content, everything is the way it needs to be, and there's no problem with staying on that level if you're happy. If you're happy and you made it to a certain level and you're happy and you're crushing it, you know, what can I say? You're crushing it. But if you get to a level and you feel like there's more levels and you're not happy with it, and you start complaining, and then you want to say that, hey, I want to get to the next level, by all means, I'm telling you, and you don't need me to tell you, but I'm saying, I'm co-signing whatever it is that you want to do when you say, I want to go to the next level. Because if you get to a level and you're not happy, why stay on this level? Let's get to the next level, you know. But if you're on a level, if you're on a top level that may be down here, and there's other levels that are better, but you're happy, your family is happy, you know, you're eating what you want to eat, you have a roof over your head, you have clean clothes, a bed to sleep in, money to make, you're going on vacation, going to the kids' soccer games and all this type of stuff, your co-workers love you, or your business partners love you, you won. You won. You know what I'm saying? But if you get to this level and it ain't hitting for you, and you feel like there's more levels, by all means, go to the next level. And I got that from Gary V. Go ahead and check out Gary V stuff, because I love Gary V's content. And so, you know, that's something that I got. That's another mentor of mine that I got information from. Listen, I love y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here. Go ahead and check out the website. You know, I have merchandise on there. Go ahead and check out the website. I have one-on-one coaching. Go ahead and check out the website. I have the 21 Powerful Self-Healing Affirmations book. It's also on Amazon. Check out the website. I have merch. I got flip-flops. I got beach towels. I got t-shirts. I got hoodies. I got it all. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be more stuff added to the website. I love y'all. I will see y'all in the very next video. All right. Peace, love, and blessings. Namaste.